Good evening and welcome to Midnight Movie Club and my review of Annihilation. Annihilation is directed by Garland, who you may know from 2014's Ex Machina. Garland also wrote the screenplay for 28 Days Later and directed the sequel 28 Weeks Later. Annihilation stars Natalie Portman as Lena, a biologist who volunteers to go on a mission into the Shimmer. Alongside Portman on this mission are Tessa Thompson, Gina Rodriguez, Tuva Notvinay and the team leader Dr. Ventress, played by Jennifer Jason Leigh. Oscar Isaac also stars as Portman's husband, Kane. So if you have not seen Annihilation and have not seen a trailer for this film yet, don't watch any trailers or look into it any more than this review. I feel like the marketing for the film made it look like a bit of a run and gun monster movie when it is so much more than that. But don't worry, we still get guns and we still get monsters. That just isn't the highlight, not for me at least. So something lands on Earth and creates what the government is calling the Shimmer. It is this bubble-like dome that is always expanding. Thankfully for now, it is only swallowing up swamplands in Florida where the community have been evacuated, but soon it will reach us if we can't find out what is causing it. The acting throughout the film is solid. You could see the pain in these women and you could see why each one of them came to the decision of going into the Shimmer. The decisions they made had motivation behind them and felt true to where their character was at in their life. The pacing was great, it felt natural. We weren't charging off from area to area every 5 minutes wondering how we ended up somewhere. You always had a sense of where the team were heading and why. The pacing really helped build the world inside the Shimmer that was being morphed into something other than our own. Inside the Shimmer, the set design of the landscape being altered by this event was a joy to look at, to see how everything was mutating. The transformation of the foliage and the design of all the wildlife were incredible. I don't want to spoil anything at all, but when it came to a certain animal that made a certain sound, it was deeply disturbing and freaked me out more in that scene alone than most horrors have in a long time. It is edge of your seat stuff, building brutal tension that was seriously unsettling. I applaud the horror that was sprinkled in here. The colour palette is just beautiful. Once the team head into the Shimmer, the way the sunlight beams down through the trees with a rainbow-like effect to it coming from the Shimmer is just amazing to look at. It is the one film where lens flares, which there are a lot of, actually have textual relevance. These flares blind us when the light is coming through the Shimmer and refracting. It really made me feel like everything under this alien bubble was changing. It made it feel like a dream that is at one moment picturesque and the next nightmarish. Annihilation is filled with visual storytelling and these are a part of it. It's not just something the director thought was cool so he threw it on there. The lighting and sound in Annihilation were phenomenal. The soundtrack during the last 15 minutes is utterly marvellous and makes the wonderful visuals even more fascinating to look at. I was truly fixated on what I was witnessing in the third act of the film. I'm not even sure if I blinked once, to be honest. I can see this film being really divisive between everyone who has seen it. You could have a room of 6 friends, 3 would love it, 3 would hate it. It's one of those films for sure. It is ambiguous and expects you to keep up with it. The characters don't have a clue what is going on, so neither do we. And you just have to accept that and go on this journey with them. And what a journey it is. It is visually stunning with beautiful sound, making it incredibly palpable. I only have a couple little flaws for the film, one being a subplot and the other that would be getting into spoilers, so I won't mention it. But they really don't affect the movie that much at all, to be honest. And I can see why they were chose to be in there. By now, I hope you want to see this film and you really should go to see it, whether that's on Netflix or at the cinema. I envy you if you get to see this at the cinema. I would have loved to experience this in IMAX, and if it does ever get limited release here, I'll be going for sure. I may do follow-up videos of my ideas and thoughts on the movie's lingering questions. I felt themes of humanity's self-destructive nature and our reluctance to change. It is a very brave and ambitious science fiction film that is ripe for repeat viewings. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. So with that, I'm going to give Annihilation a 4 out of 5 rating. If you have seen Annihilation, let me know your thoughts and feelings on it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, and if you want to see more content from myself, subscribe to join the club. Thank you and good night.